very special guest who goes by the name of Basketmouth. A lot of you guys know him. He is the biggest comedian in Africa from Nigeria. Hello, Basketmouth. How are you doing today?
Good, man. How's it going?
It's going great. It's going great. Can you please tell me
nice.
what memories you have of childhood that kind of helped shape the way you are today?
Okay. I have quite a number of experiences. Yeah. It's like, so it's going to be hard for me to, but each one fabricated me some way, you understand? And so it's kind of hard for me to say this was the particular one, but one thing that I know, there was an experience, there was something that happened. It was when I was making fun. I was like cracking, I won't call it jokes, yeah, but I was just entertaining my friends, yeah, telling them stories and all that. And my elder brother's friends saw me. He was watching, hearing them laugh, and he called me and asked if I had seen Eddie Murphy Delirious. Then I hadn't seen it, so he gave it to me. So I watched it, and I was like, I can do this. This is what I love to do. So you see, that moment was a defining moment, yeah? So it was from that point that I started thinking comedy. That was when I started thinking comedy 100%. I didn't know anything like that existed, yeah. Okay. But it's hard for me to say this is a particular, the particular thing, yeah, memory there. But that one was what started the whole journey.
That's dope. So, growing up, did you, have any role models, a mentor that you could look up to? Or was Eddie Murphy the main person after watching that particular?
Yeah, as at that point, it was Eddie Murphy. He was the only comedian I knew at that time. Then eventually, because we didn't have the internet then, and I didn't have access to stand-up comedy VHS tapes then, so it was Eddie Murphy for the longest time, and eventually I saw Alibaba, and Alibaba was it for a while. Then through Alibaba, I now discovered a lot more comedians like Steve Harvey, Dave Chappelle, and all these other guys. And yeah, that was how it started. But after Eddie Murphy, Alibaba, at that point in time, it evolved to Steve Harvey, D.L. Hewley, the late Benny Mac, all those guys. Yeah, they were the ones that actually influenced me at the beginning.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So a lot of those comedians kind of have their own, special kind of way they put out their jokes. What do you think has been your main purpose in creating your jokes?
For me, I feed from a lot of people, so I kind of fed from each and every one of them. But one person that I think Chris Rock had a lot of effect on me at a point in time, and then it was Dave Chappelle, and I've been with Dave since then till now. I kind of feed from him a lot because of how conscious he is, and it's the way he puts it together. It's like a chess game for him, and yeah, so he's one person that I actually look up to. Yeah. Yes, I'll say Dave. Dave is one person.
That's actually really funny. I actually see a lot of Dave in you as well, because he does a lot of like kind of political type jokes, and then you're very
yeah, like that. But I'm not as good as he is yet. He's very He's a scientist when it comes to those things.
Right. So, what do you think is the most fulfilling aspect of being a comedian, apart from making people laugh?
Oh wow! Apart from making people laugh, feeling. The thing is, apart from making people laugh, sometimes I put in some messages in my materials, right?
Right.
Sometimes people don't get it, yeah, and sometimes they get, and most times they get it. When they get it, yeah, and they all get it in a group. Like I feel like there's some I drop. I feel like I hope they'll get it, and the next thing I hear that laughter. Yeah, I know it's like still laughter, yeah, but it's not just the laughter. It is the fact that they paid attention to the point that they caught all the hidden things thrown in there. So it's the fact that they understand it.
Right.
Yeah. And yes, another fulfilling thing is, yeah, being understood is one. But for me, trust me, it's actually it boils down to the laugh, man.
No,
Because it boils down to the laugh, because with the laugh comes the love, right? With the love comes the acceptance. With the acceptance comes with more love. So everything is rooted to the laughs, right? So it's hard. That's very tricky.
Right? That's interesting. So can you describe the feeling of when people don't necessarily get those jokes that you have hidden messages in, and people are just standing there looking at you, you're like, wow.
Trust me, it's very depressing. Yeah, it's. So what I do, because it has happened before, so I started trying it around my people even more, and not just a group of people. I tried with different people from different, like the people that were looking from look at the materials from different perspectives. Do you understand? And so that way, and at the end of the day, sometimes I try with Dotun. Dotun is my talent manager. Then I try with my wife. I try with my friends, and some of them will say, "Yeah, it's nice, but you need to tone it down a little bit here." And the next person is like, "This is perfect." And the next person is like, "I don't think you should do this joke." so, so at the end of the day, I have to now, I ask him or her or whoever, like, "Why don't you think I should do the joke?" And they tell me why. And I then say, "Okay, this is why." Then I now start fixing it.
Right.
You understand? So there's a process. So it's almost impossible for me to drop one right now that they will miss. It's not like it's impossible, but trust me, it goes through a lot of
right? Yeah,
treatments.
a lot. No, it's really funny. So
Yeah,
how
but
has you...
yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry, can you finish?
No, but the thing is, most times the way it works for me is I try to I make my material, I chain them, right? Like a train, right? So they're all linked to each other. So what happens is when they miss the punchline, I'm quick to train in the odd level of the material. So that way they don't get it.
Right.
You know, that they would never know that I've reached my punchline.
Yeah.
So I just continue until the next punchline, and I hopefully it's going to be good. But it works. It's been working since. So when I know that they're missing it, I connect to the next material. Then the next day I have to go back and either trash that material or improve on it.
Retweak it. Well, I didn't know that much went into the whole process.
Oh, dude, man, it's a lot.
I was just thinking that, hey, you just come up there, you just say, what you want to say.
No, it's because you're entertaining a group of people that are all diverse with different emotions, right? So you don't know where they've been, where they're going to, the kind of problems they have, the kind of whatever they're going through. Sometimes they come there for you to make them laugh, right? And with one line, right, and you trigger you trigger the wrong thing in them. You know what I mean? So because of that, we need to make sure that everything is well knitted. You get, so that way you are appealing to almost everybody, at least 90% of the audience.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting because I actually live in Ghana. I actually came to a couple of your shows that you used to have, back in the day. The national
thanks.
Yeah, back then. So do you think
great,
that,
man.
You've had to filter your jokes much more now in this day and age with, all these things going on compared to back then?
For sure. For sure. The filtering is 100% right now.
Yeah.
Because you have to be politically correct. You have to, and there's a lot of, there's a lot of words you can't use.
Yeah.
There's a kind of people that people you can't talk about now, and yeah. So right now, it's limiting our creativity, but at the same time, we need to respect, all these guys. We have to just make everyone happy. That's our job, right?
No, that's very interesting. So how has your occupation evolved? Throughout this whole COVID pandemic. I know you have your own show. You have music now that you're doing. Can you explain exactly how you delved into all those different parts of the media?
Okay, so what I did 2 years ago, 2019, I told myself that my next UK gig was going to be my last comedy gig for the year, right? Outside Nigeria, that I wanted to be grounded.
Right.
I wanted to start producing content in 2020. So from March, the plan was from March till December, I will be producing just content, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I started working on Papa Benji, Sunday Night Labs, and Mambo and Boniface. Started improving on inspirational quotes, all the contents that I had. I started cleaning everything up. I didn't know that the pandemic was going to bring that much, and it did, and everything was paused. But fortunately, in terms of my own work, I had cancelled the tours, everything, and not all the tours, but at least 90% of the tours. And I was already creating those content. So when it happened, it was convenient, so to speak, because I was already prepared. I'd been working on it like even 2 years before. Then the album came up. The album was like an effect from, it was pulled out from the online, the sitcom I just Papa Benji, the sitcom that is out right now. So what I did was, because I needed original songs to complement the sitcom, I needed to now create my own music, which was something I've always wanted to do. So I didn't need, we had to observe the whole, the COVID-19, some protocols and all that. And at the same time, we needed to make music.
Right.
But the good thing was that I could send the track to them, to the artist, and I talk to them over the phone, tell them what I'm trying to do, and we can make magic from wherever we are. So it didn't really affect me as such, so everything worked quite smoothly. And even when I needed them to come through to the makeshift studios, aka apartments or hotel rooms, they come through 1 hour, they're done, and they're out. So everything just worked out well for me, and at least you've been watching, right?
Definitely. I just saw you just did your 1,000th episode, pretty recently. So
yeah, man.
On that, you're very consistent. I think that's one.
Thank you very much, man.
About you, it's your consistency.
Yeah.
Things.
Thank you very much, man.
So how do you wish to see the future of the the comedy realm in Africa?
Yes. We right now what's happening in the space that we are all kind of like attracted to right now, which is social media, the mobile phones and all that. You find that people are now into skits, short skits,
right?
More than just you hardly see someone watching a stand-up comedy performance, but you can easily find them watch a skit. You understand? Because it's quick, it's fast, it's funny. Now, what I'm hoping that we start getting structures like stand-up comedy clubs, so that way the culture doesn't die. Because if it goes on like this, and we are not growing in that space, it's gonna fade off.
Right.
So I am hoping that the way that these guys are putting so much energy into the skits and all that, that's how, and they have a platform already, but the stand-up comedians don't necessarily have a platform. Do you understand? Except the same platform that these guys are using. These guys are dropping skits in 1 minute. A comedian needs about 5 minutes to drop a joke. Do you understand? People are complaining about their data. You understand? So the only thing that the comedian needs right now is a stand-up comedy club that is functional. Do you get? So with that, we are good. Without that, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
You understand? So I'm hoping that we get the kind of platform that we deserve, so that the culture remains, you understand, where it is and even better. And where I see it, we don't have concerts anymore, for now at least.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that when it comes back, we pick up from where we stopped, and I'm hoping I get better, and I'm hoping that everyone that's been resting since are actually gathering all their armors, and will definitely come back with fire on that stage when the time comes.
Exactly.
But I'm hoping it goes, gets the greatest height ever, because Africa was just about to blossom before, it was, we're just at that point, some things were happening, but it's still happening, but just that it's not on the same, the kind of energy, kind of pace that we would love, but
No, we definitely get that for sure. So what's the next goal for you, or do you feel like you've achieved all your dreams? I know you talked about wanting to do music back in the day. Now you've done that. You were on the charts as well. You were, top rated on
that. Okay, this is the journey. I started with music. When I started anything concerning entertainment, even it was music, because what I started with was with drumming. I was a drummer, but then I loved rap music. I started writing my own rap songs, and eventually comedy found me. Then I followed comedy because it was easy. It was something I enjoyed doing, but I knew I was still gonna end up with new music eventually, right? Not end up, but I knew I was going to get there.
Yeah.
But with time, I discovered myself. With time, I think I understood my purpose. I started listening to my soul. So I started this journey, and the journey is with comedy. And I think I've done comedy to the point where in Nigeria, I don't think there's anything else I can do. Yes, I've tried, I've done what I can do. You understand? I've done everything. In terms of Africa, I think I've done pretty much well, you understand? And in terms of the Western world, I'm slowly breaking into it, and it's still going, still work in progress. So the next move. So the thing is right, when you're done with comedy, what are you doing next? And I told myself, I'm going to get into TV. So I jumped into Flatmates, on the sitcom, My Flatmates. And I did that, and it became the #1 sitcom in Africa till date. I'm sorry, we're not bragging, it's just facts.
Let them know.
So it became #1. So I felt like, okay, Bright, you're done with this now. What's next? So the next one was online sitcom, Papa Benji. And what was supposed to be next after online was music. But since I had an opening to throw in music, I'd merged both of them, right? So now it's music and online TV series. And I'm going to be bringing more online shows this year, right? Then after that, the next step is the movies. And I have a movie coming up in November, and another soundtrack album coming out about the same time. Oh, wow. So after the movies, it means that I've done comedy, TV, online music, movies. So the next thing after movies is back to stand-up comedy.
Right.
Do you get? So it's like a whole circle. So that's what I did, right? That's what you've been watching. It's a journey. It just went all around. So in 2022, which is when I'll be done with movies. Not like I'll be done. I would have broken into the movie space at the end of the year, and by then I'll start going back to doing my own special in 2022. Yes, and I can say it now. The name of the special is called I Ah, damn. We were arguing, myself and my first manager, Bayo Adekeye, and we had an argument of what name was better. So it was supposed to be Basketmouth. Damn, I've forgotten. Can you imagine? A piece of my mind, something like that. Yeah, one is a piece of my mind, and the other one was words in my head, something like that.
Okay.
So like we're working on, yeah. So it's just it's a set that it's focused on my thoughts. I'm going to be saying things that normally I'm not supposed to say.
Oh wow! Okay, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to be in trouble.
Yeah, you're gonna be a lot of trouble.
So that'll be that'll be next year. So yeah, that's what I've been in. So what's next for me right now, based on what I've told you, is the movies. Yeah, it's called Scorpio. So you guys watch out for it. It's not comedy, nothing like that. It's a thriller. It's a dark movie.
Ooh.
Yeah, suspense thriller. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now.
Wow,
you guys are gonna be seeing my dark mind.
Some would say your mind is already dark, so you can already imagine.
Yeah, who said my mind was dark? They said that already.
Yeah, no, people would think
that. No, but I have a very my thoughts are quite dark, to be honest. Yeah, in the movie I kill a lot of people.
Oh, that's wow. Okay.
I'm
definitely gonna be tuning into that one for sure.
Yeah.
So how can the Voice of Africa, this is the last question, how can the Voice of Africa, support your causes or any projects?
Come again?
How can the Voice of Africa support your causes or any projects that you have in the future?
Oh, definitely. There's a lot you guys can do, because we always need partnership in terms of when it comes to reaching out to the audience around Africa and beyond. And we might think that we have followings and all that, but it doesn't end there, because if I had a lot of following, I would be on about 200 million people right now, just Instagram, or even 1 billion. You understand? But for the fact that I'm still where I am, which means everybody in Africa, everybody in Lagos is not following me. Do you get what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when it comes to what you guys can do, it's to help us reach the people that we wouldn't be able to reach normally, by way of spreading our work, you understand, your space, and letting people see what we have to offer through what the numbers you control already. That's those are the kind of things that I'm looking out for. A lot of partnership this year, because we've gone beyond the point where everybody wants to do, everything as a unit. Sometimes you need to form a force to be able to succeed or win that battle. And right now we have a lot of things to celebrate in Africa, a lot of talent to celebrate. So yeah, so we need to join hands together. So yes, you guys can think of your own unique ways to support the cause, you understand, and all that.
For sure. All right, Basketmouth, thank you very much for the insight for today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Definitely work together in the future for sure.
Thank you very much, man.
All right,
have a good one.
Thank you. You too.